Yeah, man. I'm back. It's Magoo. Hit that sub button, hit that like button. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time talking to y'all today. Because, one, I'm in a tremendous amount of back pain. And two, I'm just short on time in general right now. But I do want to update you guys. Because sometimes, when I first started this podcast, I just wanted to talk to people, the person who hasn't started yet, or the person who trains but they're not sure, or maybe you started training but then you stopped training, and then you're just a fan of this shit and maybe you want to get back into it. You feel me? But then lately I've started speaking to the people who may be in a dark place, and I've been reading things and seeing shit, and I'm deeply troubled by the suicide rate, the loneliness epidemic, the population crisis, just the collapse of society, the social rot. You feel me? All the things that's just, if you ask me, I would say equal death. All the things that are just going to lead to death. Like, let's just say it. I'm seeing a lot of people, I'm meeting a lot of people, talking to a lot of people that's going through a lot on a daily basis. And, people always ask me, they say, yo, damn, like, how you have so much energy? And I say, I don't know, I just have a zest for life, I be high off life, even though I like the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pick up a sativa pre-roll right after I get off work. Just say it, you know what I'm saying? Have your little something for later when I wake up. Cause man, oh man, I had one and I had that shit for months. And then I lit that bitch up yesterday before sparring, like before I went down to training. And I was like, oh, this is crazy right here. And I had that shit, mind you, I had the pre-roll for like 5 months. Like I had that shit for like 5 months, no cap, yo. Anyway, so, I've started to talk to you guys, maybe you ain't feeling so well. You feel me? And I gotta say, I get a little feedback from folks, but it's funny, speaking to a friend of mine who doesn't do martial arts, but, my man, he's just been going through it. And we was talking and he's like, yeah, I picked up this new exercise and with the kettlebells, and I was like, oh, word? Like, yeah. And he's like, yo, that shit got me messed up. Like, I've been doing that shit crazy. And it's like, like now I got some soreness. So I'm like, he got some core soreness. So he was like, yeah, it kind of fucked me up because I had to miss a couple of days. And, I was plunging and doing other stuff and working out from home and blah, 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 blah. But, it's like, I didn't feel good. And I was like, yeah, because you was at home. You stopped moving. And my boy had to pause and was like, nah, I was good. And I was like, nah, bro, you stopped moving. Like, you stopped going outside, smelling that fresh air. You got used to hitting that button and having the food delivered to your door. And shit was cozy. And, you was all good. Like, nah, you got too comfortable. And my man was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't have the best feeling last week. And I'm like, see, like, what the fuck? Like, come on, bro. And, we start talking about that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I genuinely felt bad for the guy. And so, I was like, you know what? We talked a little bit more and pretty much came up with a solution of like what to do in those situations. And I'm telling y'all this because I want you out there who maybe you haven't been feeling so good. I want you to wake up, and no matter what the circumstance is, I want you to remember that you still have a life to live and you still got Magoo to listen to tell you to get off your ass and go out here and go be the best version of you. Because I don't know about you, but that's what I'm trying to do on a daily basis. I'm trying to come out here. And I got to say, like, you know, I got to hit up training and, you know what I'm saying? You know, I bring the energy. You already know. And, we had a ball. But the crazy part was my back is cooked. Like, because I went to sleep weird and I fucked it up. My back is cooked. But the wonderful thing about all of that shit is that I just knew I could not stop moving. So, boom. We had, who the hell is that? Oh, so we had something real crazy happen. Oh, that's Sarita. Yummy. And my coworker, she an older lady, but she just like juicy. Word. I can't stand it. Anyway, so like I'm up here and I'm like, I'm I basically I move my ass down there. I get down there, I get in the gym, I get busy, man. I cannot stay still. I don't care how much pain I'm in. If I could walk, I'm going. Now, here's the best part about it. So we sparring, right? And, of course, we've been using the MMA gloves in sparring to promote more takedowns, more wrestling, to make it more realistic. And, yeah, well, I got into a little dust up with Coach there. And he was basically, he got his hands around my waist. And he was on his way to go for that knee ride. And, it's like my body just jerked and went down hard to the mat. Like, my hands hard. And I got up and I was like a little like wobbly. But my bottom, like the bottom half of my body is mad loose. So Coach's like, you all right? I'm like, nah, you just loosened my back up. Like, my shit was tight. Like, he's like, oh, shit, Denada. Like, motherfucker, hell yeah, it's on. You know what I'm saying? But I would have never gotten that if I didn't go to sparring. You feel me? This is why you got to keep moving. This is why you got to keep moving, man. Because the movement is just going to help. And then you may put yourself in a situation. I mean, granted, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? You could just hurt yourself even more. But there's a chance that, hey, you can make yourself better too. So with that said, let's go. Up off your ass. You know what time it is. All right? Now hit that sub button. Hit that like button. You know what it is, man. It's Magoo. And I'm out.